Well, first of all, on that question, I think it's the toughest straw you can get. There's no sort of ducking away from it. I think Christian and his team have been the real benchmark team for a fair period of time now. They've had a really impressive start to the season. So it goes without saying. The tie immediately drew the headlines, and unsurprisingly so. But we spoke pre-season about our desire and the manner in which we want to try and defend the trophy too, which we think is really important. So, as Christian says, it's really do or die football, and I think there are occasions that I think most players will tell you they want to play. And regardless of the round, Leeds and Saints is always going to be, whether it be a grand final or a Challenge Cup tie, is always going to be a sort of headline fixture. And we know it's going to be. We know it's going to be a pretty big challenge, but we'll get our boys excited about it this week, that's for sure.
Rich, is this the week for Kyle Eastman?
Selection on a Tuesday. We'll see how we get through his week, James. Obviously, with Christian here, I'm not going to give him too many nudges and winks as to the makeup of our lineup, pal, on a Tuesday. I'll let him work his way through some permutations and choose some of his time up this week. So, look, James, Tuesday, we had a fairly hectic game at the weekend. So, we got clearly one or two question marks on ins and outs. So, we'll work our way through the week, mate, and make a call later on towards the weekend.
But given the progression that you'll have seen him make, would you have no problems putting him in?
Yeah, I'd have no problems putting him in for sure. Yeah, but as I say, we'll have a look at the state of our team towards the end of the week, and we'll make some calls on it then.
Have you got anyone, without giving too much away, have you got any possible returnees?
Apart from Kyle, I'm just looking through now his list. Actually, no, probably a week or so away, James, to be fair. I think more likely Wigan or Hull KR is when we start to get, I won't say plenty of numbers, but quite a number of guys back towards them sort of weekends.
And is there a certain hunger, determination as defending champions not to relinquish the trophy as well, do you feel?
Yeah, I don't think it seems that long ago, really. And clearly memories like that, as Christian will tell you from the grand final night, clearly memories like that are very special for players, and the memories that they want to go and experience again and again if they're very, very lucky. As I say, we've got probably the toughest tie in the hat first off, but if you want to win a cup competition in this country, that somewhere along the line in the latter rounds, be it quarterfinal, semi-final, final, you've got to pick off a team or two at some point, and that's the beauty of it. As we say, it's do or die, and I think it's important we stress to our guys this weekend that we're not going to go out, we're not going to die wondering.
What's going to be key to matching Saints?
Well, I think they start the game really well. I think they play the game at a tremendous speed and intensity. The line speed throughout. Sometimes you see space on the outside again, but such is the line speed and their ability to close space down and to cover each other's backsides defensively. They make themselves a very, very difficult team to break down. The back three do a tremendous job for them. On the back of keep pressure, bringing the ball back and helping them sort of dominate the territory. So they play a real up-tempo, dominate field position, and obviously the power up front that they've got with Walmsley really paves the way for some good shapes and execution. They're a good side. They do it consistently well for long periods of the time, and they're a tough team to break down.
He's bouncing most of the time, but how much is Longy relishing this time of the weekend?
I don't think the Saints connection has really, been too much part of our build-up. Clearly, he knows some of the players, and he knows what players they prefer and what players they don't. But we'll be concentrating on ourselves a little bit more, James. It's important that we try and get our own jobs right. I think over round 1 and 2, we've seen it at times, but for ourselves, we'd like to be a little bit more consistent and a little cleaner over the 80 minutes in our own areas. One thing that did surprise me, what I was surprised at, is is a while since they've actually won it, which were, given the success of the Bible, quite a surprise to me, really. I think I was the losing coach on the day at Wembley that day, to be fair. So I hope that's not an omen coming into this week. But no, we've just prepared as we would, James. Normally, it's not been certainly a case of Sean and giving us every little bit that he knows about St Helens. As I say, it's important for us. We feel we'll get our own jobs right and a little bit better than we have done over the first 2 weeks.
Just finally, for me, if you had to pick one, who is the big indicator for Saints at the moment from what you've seen?
Oh, I think there's one or two. If you put me on the spot, I think clearly Alex Walmsley up front does a tremendous job for him. You know, if you look at the numbers that he posts in terms of the amount of meters he makes, they're pushing some great game times out of him at the moment. And clearly, Johnny Lomax is a very prominent ball play for him. You know, the amount of touches, the amount of times he takes the line on, and the line break assists that come from him. You know, Johnny. He's very much a prominent attacker, but I think they've got a tremendous balance to the team, really.